Balogun, and today on PNN 1010, we will be discussing the power held by Russia due to the amount of crude oil they produce, as well as their oil exports and transportation. We will also be highlighting the Yamal project dealing with liquefied natural gas and the future development expectations. In 2013, Russia was listed as the third largest liquid fuels producer in the world, with just over 12% of the world's production of crude. The combination of massive producing wells and high demand throughout many European countries has fueled Russia's oil boom since the early 90s. 78% of their production goes straight into pipelines leading to Eastern and Western Europe, as well as the new formidable Asian markets. Newly found deposits in the Arctic and Eastern Siberian regions will be the forefront of Russia's oil future. A lack of economically feasible transportation is the one current detriment to drilling companies in each region. Adding infrastructure to transport the crude to Europe and to the Russian-owned Pacific docks will be vital to maintain this seemingly non-ending economic boom. Russia's oil transportation market has been facing a lot of scrutiny lately. A government-run company called Transneft has monopolized the industry, owning more than 90% of Russia's transportation medians. In fact, since 1992, Transneft has become the largest pipeline transportation company in the world, operating in many European and Asian countries. Owning pipelines such as Druzhba, one of the largest pipelines in the world, Transneft is on its way to monopolizing more than just the Russian oil transportation market. Recently, Transneft has been buying into Russia's increasing seaborne oil transportation market. With Russia's transportation market beginning to switch to seaborne operations, Transneft has decided to jump on ship. Owning ports in both the Baltic Sea and the Black Sea, Transneft is on its way to taking over all of Russia's key ports. It is unknown whether or not any company will be able to compete with Transneft, but what is known is that it won't be easy. Now here's Leo with our latest update on liquefied natural gas.
Good afternoon. This is Leo Parra, PNN's 1010's analyzer on Russian liquefied natural gas. Russia is the world's largest country and is one of the world's largest producers of oil. In fact, the European Union, also known as the EU, relies on Russia for about a third of all its oil and gas imports. Despite all of this, Russia has a rather large and untapped reserve of liquefied gas and has recently undertaken a few projects to find and consolidate these reservoirs. The largest and most expensive that is currently underway is the Yamal LNG project. The Yamal project is centered around the banks of the Ob River, which is located in western Siberia. The Ob River is the world's fifth longest river, and it spills into the Arctic Ocean at a rate of about 12,500 meters cubed per second. The Yamal project is one of the world's largest industrial enterprises on the Euro-Asiatic continent. It will ultimately engage in a drilling of about 200 wells and the development of 3 LNG transport trains. Each train has a loading capacity of about 5.5 million tons a year. To secure the recovery of gas from the Yamal Peninsula, a new and unique gas transportation system is being planned. This system will cover a distance of approximately 2,500 kilometers. A steady advancement of Russian economy and state of the nation is unattainable without widespread interaction with the abundant LNG reservoirs. Expect heavy developments of this new source and the elevation in the Russian status of oil and gas European politics. Now touching on another major topic. Russia is also a big exporter of crude oil to the Ukraine. This is notable because right now they are in conflict with Russia. Ukraine relies heavily on Russia, and for that reason Russia is in a position of great power. The common theme when it comes to Russia's crude oil is its power. Because of their absolute number one status as producers, they have a heavy amount of influence over the world and anyone they are trading with. Ukraine and America are very good examples of this. Looking at the numbers alone in the last year, Russia is the #1 producer of crude oil and #3 producer of total oil. Last year they produced a whopping 10 million barrels of crude oil, beating out the United States and Saudi Arabia. Now here's Grant with Russia's natural gas and some of the problems that they run into with Europe.
Russia, the second largest producer of natural gas, home to the biggest wells known and the main supplier of natural gas to Europe, is having some issues with transporting their gas past Ukraine. Through the years, they have been getting into deals with Ukraine. Russia has wanted to raise prices and Ukraine has refused. As a result, Russia would shut off gas running through the Ukraine. This did not only hurt the Ukraine, however. The hurt was also felt in Europe, and because of this, Europe has started weaning itself from the need of Russian gas. While it is not totally independent at the moment, it is a threat that may one day be. If this would ever happen, Russia's economy would suffer greatly. As a result of the issue, Russia is building new pipelines running straight to Europe to cut off Ukraine. These projects are not yet completed, but in progress with the hope to solve all problems. And that is all for our newscast report today. Thank you for listening. We hope you have all enjoyed our presentation on the Russian oil and natural gas industry. We discussed a few topics on liquefied natural gas and the current Ukrainian-Russian conflicts, all of which are major factors in the European fuel